Welcome to Jefferson Liberty Radio, the voice of the state of Jefferson in the Central Valley. I'm Matthew, joined by Pat and a great crowd of people. Please still be praying for Alan. Keep him in your prayers. We're really missing him over here, but keep on praying for him that he feels better. Pat, let's take it away.
Oh my gosh, you guys! If you could see what we have at the studio today, we are welcome to Jefferson Liberty Radio. We have with us today Marie, who is co-hosting with me.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
And this is Pat, and I'm Pat. And we have Eileen. Hi, Eileen.
Hello, Pat.
Welcome. And we have Norma. Welcome, Norma.
Thank you, Pat.
Norma and Eileen are going to be telling us about how they've gotten involved with Jefferson, what they are doing to help the cause, and just a little bit about them. They are some wonderful people, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy listening to their stories. So, Eileen, if you could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I am a almost Native American. No,
Californian.
Native Californian. But I came here when I was 5 months old and was raised and grew up here, lived here all of my rest of my life.
I would say that's Native.
So I'm thinking that that's pretty much, I'm a California girl. I'm retired and I'm enjoying life. I'm having fun just getting to know my neighbors and getting to go places and do things and not just look at the calendar for the weekends, but look for the whole week. I am enjoying my retirement.
And deservedly so, I would say. Good job, Eileen. I'm really glad. And Eileen and I actually worked together on a wonderful project that we had going, but it has since stopped, and that was the help me out, Eileen. What was the name of the Constitution Essay Project? And that was a really tough thing. We were trying to get it into the schools, and we just couldn't get it going. But the kids we had in that, who participated in that, were wonderful. So, Norma, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you, Pat. How are you?
I'm doing good. Did I introduce you at the beginning?
Yes, you did.
Okay, good. So, Norma, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I also am retired. I've been married almost 51 years to my wonderful husband, Joe. We have 3 daughters, 6 grandchildren. I wish I could say I'm enjoying retirement, but we are busier now than when we were working full time.
I feel I'm exactly the same way here.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
I don't know what else to say about myself.
You're enjoying life, is what you're saying, and thank God we still can do that in California.
Amen.
Because pretty soon we may not be able to.
Mm.
So let's get into a few things here. Eileen, how did you get involved with the State of Jefferson movement?
Many years ago, I joined the Tea Party. And then my husband became really ill, and there was a time when we just couldn't be involved. Then when my husband passed away, I came back to the group and found that at that point we had a whole different outlook and a whole different job ahead of us. And as we became the Stanislaus Concerned Citizens, it was a natural thing to step into the state of Jefferson. When you look at what's happening in Stanislaus County, it makes you realize that we need to make some changes here.
We definitely do. And the state of Jefferson is something we need to have. We're losing our liberties left and right. Thank you, Gavin Newsom and Governor Brown for taking away so many of our liberties, and their oppressive government has really been awful to a lot of us. Norma, how did you get involved with the state of Jefferson, Concerned Citizens for the State of Jefferson?
Well, it's in some ways it's a little bit like Eileen's. For a long time, I felt that not only was my vote, not being heard, but that politicians were actively usurping authority that was not theirs and taking actions or, passing laws that are contrary to the benefit and health of the state. And so we had been going to the Tea Party, but the scheduling just didn't work for us. And then when scheduling changed and it became possible for us to revisit, it was branded instead of being the Tea Party. It was Stanislaus Concerned Citizens, and the focus was on SOJ. And I got excited. I said, was it possible? Could we have a good God-based constitutional state again and not have to pull up a lifetime of roots, leave family, friends, church? Thank you, God, I'm in. People always tell me, well, it's a good idea and it would be great, but it's not going to happen. At which time I say it won't happen unless we fight for it. If we just sit back and let whatever come, shame on us, and we have no right to complain.
That's so right. Definitely need to be making our voices heard. And State of Jefferson definitely does that. Nicely said, Norma. Thank you. Marie, did you have a question?
What do your friends and family think of your interest and involvement in the state of Jefferson and the Concerned Citizens movement?
Eileen, could you?
I actually have invited a lot of my friends, and several of them have come to a lot of our meetings. They especially seem to like it when we have debates again with the candidates and that type of thing. But we have commitments that make it where they cannot always come to the meetings. And I have just given this a priority. And with their blessing, they say, you go for it, girl. Tell us what's happening and keep us apprised of what's happening. And I think most of them have signed for the state of Jefferson and been behind me all the way.
That's really good to have that kind of support. Thank you. I was looking for that word. Thank you. Thank you, Norma. How about your friends and family?
Well, all of my friends are for it. In fact, I think all of my friends have actually signed. And family, we don't have any family that's in Stanislaus County. We do have family in Merced County, and I have to say they are on the opposite side. They love California just the way it is. And I just say, really?
That's a hard one. I've heard that a lot when we're out and about. And we always say, well, what is it that you like? You like the higher taxes? You like that your water is being taken away? Usually they don't have a response. So
it does boggle my mind as well. How could anybody think that this state is run well? Anyway, let's go on to another question. What do you think is unique about Stanislaus County?
I think Stanislaus County has grown. It's not the farm country that it used to be. It used to be a county that was just mostly agriculture. But our cities have grown and taken over our agriculture land. However, we still have a lot of agriculture here. And we have a lot of peaches, a lot of almonds, a lot of dairies. We have a lot going on here. And water is really important to our county. And when I see the counties along the coast voting against things that would benefit us, it really irritates me because they have no idea why we need this and what our needs really are here, because we are unique.
We are unique, and they seem to be voting their own needs and with no regard for us. Therefore, we have a lack of representation and the delusion of vote. Yeah, exactly. Norma, do you have anything to add to that? What do you think about?
Well, I've always loved Stanislaus County. I've lived in Merced County and in Madera County. And to me, I just love the diversity that's here as far as the things that are available for recreation. You can drive 2 hours and you can be in the mountains. You can be at the ocean. You can be at the desert. I love the location. I love the temperature. I mean, I just love this valley.
As we all do. Yes.
So, Eileen, tell us a bit about Stanislaus Concerned Citizens and SOJ, what it means to you.
Sometimes you can sit at home and just ponder the things that are happening within the state or within the county and get really frustrated and feel like that there's nothing you can do. But when you come together with people of like mind and have a meeting and find out that you're not alone in these feelings, then it gives you hope. And you start to be able to map out what we can do to make the change. And that's something that sitting at home by yourself, you're not going to do.
I find that coming to the meetings too, it gives me encouragement. And when I get down, y'all bring me back up again. So that's what. Norma, what's your take on the group and what it means to you?
You just like us all, don't you, Norma?
I love us. I love everybody in our group. There's a wonderful group of people. You know, we all come from different walks of life. We all have, different interests, but we have a lot of the same values. God, country, and family. And, we are a moral people, and we hate to see the things that are happening that we see as tearing down our state and our country.
That, yes, and the ethics and moral value is what we are all about.
I was just going to say it's nice to have the group of people we have because we can rely on each other and we can always go to each other when we need prayer or anything else. So to me, that's one main thing that's very special about our group. We back each other 100%.
And we would love to grow our group. I'm just going to say, if you want to come see us, we would love to see you. So anyway, let's go on to our next question. Eileen, what do you think? Do you have any things that you would think that you would change about the county and about Stanislaus County? This is a hard one, I know. And you probably 1,000 things going through your brain right now. I know there's 1,000 things I'm thinking of.
Through mine too.
Yeah. So it's a tough question, but if you can.
It's not that I want to change it.
There you go.
I don't like the changes that I see coming, and I don't like the changes that are happening to us. It's not that I want to hold on to the past, but there was some really good things that we had in this county that we're losing. And that's what scares me. And that can go down to personal taxes. It can go to property taxes. It can go to sales taxes and all those things. Some of those things are statewide, but they're hitting our county hard. But it can go to things too, like just the way the schools are being handled and the way that our law enforcement is. There's many things that I see changing, and I don't like it.
It doesn't seem to be for the good. For
Exactly.
the good of the well-being and the good of the citizens here. Exactly. Norma, did you want to add anything to that?
Well, I think that pretty much sums it up, to be honest with you.
Anyway. Okay. I've been told. No. Okay. Oh my.
Shame on you.
Shame on me. I will not ask Eileen next time the first question. I'm going to ask Norma the next one, where she's giggling over here. It's like being in school and don't call on me. So, Norma, how do you think that SOJ can help Stanislaus County?
Well, in SOJ, there will be a lot of differences than what I see coming down the road from the state under the administration that's coming in, the administration that just went out. They are these burdensome rules, regulations, taxes. There's just so much bad coming down that won't be a part of Jefferson. Jefferson will have reasonable taxes, reasonable fees in the city of Turlock. For instance, it is almost impossible to get your business establish and up and on the ground in anything less than 2 years because of the onerous rules, regulations, and permits that are required. They have made it so hard to have a business in the state of California, in the county of Stanislaus, that a lot of our businesses are going to other states.
You almost think that they don't want businesses to grow, or they don't want businesses here, huh?
Doesn't it make you suspicious?
Seems that way,
It
doesn't
seems
it?
that way.
Okay. Marie, would you like to answer the next question? Oh,
Eileen.
I didn't ask Eileen. Eileen. So let me go over the question again. Sorry. So this girl's like rolling off her chair here, laughing at me. So how do you think Stanislaus, State of Jefferson, can help the county out?
I think that the state of Jefferson is going to be so different than what California currently is that it's hard for us to imagine, for instance, how we're going to bring the businesses back and how we're going to do that all in one fell sweep. But the elimination of hundreds of bureaucracies and agencies will mean that we don't need as much tax, because that's where our tax money's going. And so if we can eliminate some of those things, then that will allow us to have lower taxes, lower DMV fees, lower just, many
regulations.
things. Yeah, regulations and permits to get this and that.
I was going to say, you live in a mobile home park, and so you've seen a lot of things come down lately, haven't you? That affects you guys.
Yes, this Stanislaus County apparently made an error on the way they were charging mobile homes in mobile home parks for their property tax. And they found their mistake and corrected it. So if you have property tax, not everybody does, but if you have property tax on your mobile home, it may have been a fee of $70 to $100 in the past. And this year you get your bill and it's $225. That takes you back, especially when so many of these people are on fixed incomes.
Exactly. So it's really, it was their mistake. Is that how that happened?
That's my understanding. I myself don't have property tax on mine. I still have the tags because my mobile's really old.
Well, but you're right about the fact that there's so many people who are on a fixed income. That is probably a considerable hardship to them. And there we go again. Nobody is taking into consideration other people. And
our rent went up, and the rent went up just enough to take care of the cost of living raise that we got from Social Security.
Go with lack of representation again.
Exactly.
So, Norma, as a citizen of Stanislaus County, what are some of the biggest concerns you have living day to day?
I would say number one is the cost of fuel for our vehicles, primarily because we live in the country, and so when we need to go anywhere, it's not around the corner. It's a drive. I put on my trip meter the other day, and just in 2 days, I said, we've driven 81 miles in 2 days, and that's with the cost of gas. Yes, the cost of gas is a little bit lower right now, but it's going to keep going up because of the cap and trade and that Proposition 6 tax that they lied to the voters about what it was and what it was going to do, that when that hits, it's going to really hurt. So, and we are, we're all living on a fixed income too. And like Eileen said, these things come in and they steal those measly few dollars that you got on your cost of living, and you're no better off than you were. In fact, sometimes even worse off because everything else is going up. And so say you get $30 more this year than you got last year every month, but everything else has gone up, and maybe things are costing you $52 more a month than they were last month. That $30, it's not helping enough.
That's right. So Jerry Brown knows you have those 2 nickels in your pocket still.
And he wants them so
he
bad.
He wants both those nickels.
Oh,
might
Newsom
leave
wants,
you with a
no,
penny.
actually, Newsom wants both of them and 2 more.
Then you have Jerry Brown, who's making $120,000 a year.
180,000.
120 a year in retirement. And he's living off the grid, which is now becoming illegal in the state of California.
Boggles
Boggles the mind, doesn't it?
boggles my mind.
So, Eileen, how does all this affect you on a day-to-day basis?
Maybe you could just go into maybe some of the people you know and how it's affecting some of the people you know in your area.
I think Norma really did cover it well. The gas prices, everyone is getting used to the amount that we're paying right now, and they don't see these raises coming, but we all know they're on their way, and they're just barely making ends meet. I see people that are really being very careful and very frugal with everything they do, and I feel concerned for them because it's not a matter that they're having to cut back from being outlandish spenders. They're just cutting back to the bare necessities. And that's not retirement.
No, it's not. And I hate to go back to that old cliche, is it going to be food or your medication? And unfortunately, I think that's what you are saying. Is that right?
Exactly.
So I'll just open this up. Either one of you, how's that? Either one of you can jump into this to answer this question. So how do you feel that your life, how do you feel your life would change under the state of Jefferson?
My life would change?
They're thinking.
Yeah.
Would it change?
I'm not sure how much I would feel the impact immediately, other than feeling like that I was involved, feeling like that I had a say as to what this new state is going to be, because it will involve a new constitution, it'll involve new representatives, it'll involve one representative, is it the Senate that will have one per county? That they're
1 or 2.
And so it will be represented. I mean, we'll actually have somebody that lives right where we live that we can go to, and not somebody who's trying to cover 7 counties.
11 counties for Tom Berryhill, 1 million people. That man could never have represented us.
Exactly. Yeah.
Norma, any ideas how your life would change? Or would it change?
I really think it probably would, because since I'm in the rural area and I see what's going on in the farming community, I think I would see a lot. We do see some new orchards being planted, but the orchards that are being planted are actually replacing like grain fields and cornfields and things like that. So that's kind of sad for me, because, so we're going to have almond orchards all around us, but there's not going to be any corn. There's not going to be any alfalfa. And those things are very necessary for the dairymen and for the people that have livestock. They need that. But I think of the ag community. I have always been a farmer's daughter. My dad was he worked on the farm. My stepdad worked on a farm. And so I know that ag is very important. If you eat it, somebody grew it. You know,
that's
and
right.
Somebody harvested it, and somebody took it to market, and it is not just you go to the store and it's magically there. It's a lot of jobs that are impacted by the loss of agriculture and the loss of the water in this valley is going to really impact that. With Jefferson, those water rights are going to be restored. We will have our water flow, and it will not be impeded the way it is now and flushed out to the ocean.
Yes, we will.
Finally get a resolution for SB 54.
No sanctuary.
Right.
If you're illegal, you don't belong here, you're not safe. You're going home. That might be harsh.
We're going to have John pack all the illegals in his truck and ship them off.
No way.
We're just kidding.
This will be our final question, ladies, and you've done such a wonderful job. I want to thank you one more time for being here tonight. Have you guys ever considered, ladies, leaving California?
If I could pack up my kids and my grandkids and all go, I would, but I'm not sure where I would go to.
I think that's a problem we're all having, because this is not just a California issue anymore. Like New York, what they are doing is just insane. It's appalling and it's godless, and it just makes me want to cry to see what they're doing to their population. Norma, what about you? Have you ever thought about moving?
Absolutely. In fact, it's not even off the table yet, because we do have places that we feel like we could possibly relocate. We have friends or family or both in Tennessee, Arkansas, Oklahoma. We have places that we could go.
Where taxes, you do have places where taxes are lower, and I think Tennessee, I don't think they have state income tax, do they?
I don't know.
I don't know.
We have friends and relatives that are saying they love Tennessee. Come live in Tennessee.
We just had Amanda and Jeff leave us, and they moved to Arkansas. Open carry, $37 for his DMV license for 5 years. Vehicle fees are like $80. A gallon of milk was like $1.50. So those options, I think, leaving has crossed all of our minds. But California is our home, and we want to fight until we can fight no more. And a lot of us have family, other options we could go to, but our families are here, our friends are here. For now, I think it's where we need to stay and fight.
Yeah.
And go ahead, Norma.
Well, Joe and I, my husband Joe and I, were both born and raised right here in this valley. And just the thought of moving out of this area is like, I don't know that we could do it. We think about it, we talk about it, but I don't know that we could do it because we were born and raised here. This is our home. We want to die here and be buried in, where our families are, but it's something that we consider.
I just think my heart just breaks for so many of us who are not being represented, and we have to. It just breaks that we have to think about these things, that we have to leave our homes and our families, or think about leaving our homes and our families.
Exactly.
Well, I think the one hope we have is that the other states that are crumbling are doing what we're doing. We have Illinois that's doing the state of Lincoln. We have Washington doing the state of Liberty. We have people in New York doing it, people in Nevada doing it, Florida's, So there's others that are just like us. And you're right, wherever we go, that progressive movement has followed us. And I think for now, we stay and we fight. We fight for God and our state and our county.
God, state, and county. Instead of country, county. Well, let's go. Let's go. And our state. God. That's good. Well, I would like to thank you, ladies, one more time for being here. You did such a wonderful job. It's just heartwarming. It's heartwarming to know that. It's actually good for everybody to know the people who are involved in this movement. They unfortunately have to listen to this old lady every week, but
she does a great job.
Yes, she does.
She does.
But and we are so passionate about this movement, and we really want the state of Jefferson to come to fruition. We're working hard. We need signatures. We'll be out and about, and we still have our meetings every other Wednesday, first and third Wednesday of every month. Look us up, soj51.org. We would love to have some more help. This is the answer. SOJ is the answer. Mary, did you have anything you'd like to add to that?
No, I think you've covered it all.
Well, thanks again, ladies, and have a good evening. Thank you. Thanks to our listening audience. Okay, on February 6th, we will be hosting Mayor Amy Blue Black, who will be speaking at the Grizzly Rock, and that'll be at 6:30. We'll have SOJ updates, of course. And then on February 16th and 17th, we'll be at the fairgrounds for the Code of the West gun show. Come on out and see us there. Always fun. We always have a good time. Good conversations. February 20th, Kevin McGarry. You would not want to miss this event. It is an event because Kevin is the president of the California Frederick Douglass Foundation, and he's going to come speak to us. And he is an excellent speaker. You don't want to miss that. So many more things coming up, but those three things are for right now. So I'm gonna say goodnight and have a great evening.
This episode of Jefferson Liberty Radio has been sponsored by Al Certified Safe and Lock. Al's offers locksmithing services and alarm systems for a range of applications, including burglary, fire, tamper, medical emergencies, and much more. Al's has been locally owned and managed in Modesto for nearly 70 years, and with thousands of loyal and satisfied customers, you can be sure Al's will meet and exceed your needs. For more information, call 1-800-700-4780 or go to alsalarm.com. That's ALSALARM.com. Thanks so much to Al Certified Safe and Lock for sponsoring our show. And if you're interested in sponsoring our show, you can head over to jeffersonlibertyradio.com or email us at sponsors@jeffersonlibertyradio.com. We'd love to hear from you. Email us your questions or comments via feedback at jeffersonlibertyradio.com or on our website, again, jeffersonlibertyradio.com. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe to us in iTunes or your podcast player of choice. Leave us a 5-star rating in those places. We'd really appreciate it, and it does help our ratings. You can find us on all the typical social media, Facebook, Twitter. You can listen to our episodes on Spotify, YouTube, Google Play, and find us even on some alternative media such as BitChute or Gab. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Jefferson Liberty Radio, and we'll catch you next time.